Hey, what's going on, everybody? Movie Phantom here, and yes, making a little special video tonight. Now this happened once before, or it's actually happened twice before, but same guy. Zuma126 once sent me, a couple movies. He's like, can you review this movie that I made? And then, later on down the road, he did another one. And I was like, yeah, I definitely will, because I mean that means a lot to me. Like I don't, this don't happen very often, So whenever anybody asks for me to review, I'm like, hell yeah, definitely, I would love to. I'm honored. I am honored to do this. But when he gave it to me, I just kind of threw it in rotation. Now it wasn't like out of disrespect or anything like that. I was just kind of like, all right, I got a list of stuff, and I just kind of threw it on that list. However, is a new guy that I've been kind of talking to, and I mean literally just recently. Like we just now, we friend each other on Facebook. He's a Phantom friend now. So, Nikki Chatwin. And dude, if I'm butchering your last name, I apologize. Like, I am just horrible when it comes to shit like that. Nikki Chatwin, though, has himself a YouTube account. And he's got a movie coming out. It's a short horror film. 15/05/08. It's the date. May 15th, 2008. And yes, he asked me if I would review it, and I was like, I certainly will. And one thing he made sure, he's like, do not send the link out, because this hadn't been released yet. He's gonna release it on the 15th. And of course, if you pay attention to the title, that's the 15th. And I was like, yeah, no problem. I'm like, well, shit, this guy's got kind of a release date. Like, I can't just push this off, because I mean, like I said, the list that the Phantom has is kind of long right now. I can't just push it to the bottom, And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to throw it out there right now. I'm going to do a review now. So, yeah, I watched it. And, yeah, so here's my review. So, Nikki, I hope you like it, man. And just real quick, just so you know, I will have his YouTube page posted down below. The link, sorry. It's a little late. And I'll also have his production company down there as well. So, that page. So, yes. So, 15/05/08, and I'm not sure exactly how that's how the title is on there, so I don't know if he's actually calling, the 15th of May, 2008 or what, but, I'm going to call it 15/05/08. Found footage, and I am a huge fan of found footage. Like, anybody who's been watching the show knows that when it comes to found footage, I mean, I'm rarely disappointed. I'm like, yes, man, So, whenever I found out it was found footage, I was already glued right in. I was like, hell yes. Now, this is a short film. So I can't really tell you a whole lot, because with short films, you can explain what happens through half of it, and you've already given away, the whole thing. So I'm gonna really kind of no spoilers. I'm gonna kind of because I think you guys all should check it out. But basically, it's about these group of guys, kids, 2 dudes and two girls, and they're just kind of hanging out in their house, and they're spying on this house across the street from them. And it kind of seems like it's more innocent than anything else. Like they believe something's going on. They think something's going down. But for the most part, even one kid in there just kind of like, yeah, there's nothing going on. Like we're just kind of videotaping this house and that's it. Like nothing's going to happen. And it just kind of took me back personally. Like back when I was a kid. Like I remember we get the binoculars out. And this is before you start thinking it's going to a weird creepy area. It wasn't. But we'd be watching people from the apartment window. And it wasn't apartment in the movies or no, literally it was just our window faced nothing but the street. And the other apartments were really far back, but they were all sideways, so you couldn't see in the windows and like that. But we'd be looking out there. And we'd see someone walking oh dude, they're up to some shit right there. We didn't say shit, we were kids. We were like, oh man, they're up to some stuff. What's going on down there? And we're spotting. And in our minds, we wanted it to be, because that's what, in this movie, they're as they're looking out there, they're talking what if, this would happen or what. And it's one of those things where as a kid, you're I really hope I hope this person turns into a vampire bat and just flies away. Or I hope this person's a serial killer. But then you're if that would really happen, you'd be fucked. That's all there is to it. And that's what happens in this movie right here. These people who are spying, basically they spy on the wrong person. And, okay, so I gotta say, as far as acting goes, I was really surprised. With with most found footage show, it's not so much about the acting as it is just about it being natural. And this one had a very natural feel to it. I think everybody did a really good job in it. All the acting, was spot on. It really was. Yeah, and I love I'm a big fan, and I don't want to come off sound like an ignorant American, but I just love accents, especially, and I'm pretty sure this is British, and if I'm wrong, you can call me the ignorant American. But I love the accent. I thought that was great. So as I'm watching, I'm just I'm a big fan of accents. So yes, they're British, I believe. So or Irish. I'm gonna say British. I'm gonna cast my vote for British right now. If the Phantom's wrong, I do apologize. Anyways, so yeah, the acting was really good. Directing was really good too, actually. That's one thing about found footage. I mean, a lot of people are just like, well, this is a camera and you're just running around. But no, there's a lot more to it than that. I mean, if anybody who's ever watched Paranormal Activity or, The Last Exorcism or, whatever, even like movies like Insidious and Chernobyl Diaries have incorporated the found footage directing style without it being found footage. And there's a lot of, it goes into it. And this guy really kind of utilized that very well early on. Now, there were a few scenes where I'm pretty sure, now I could be wrong on this, but it looked like to me like the camera would kind of cut in and out. Like it was messing up. But it looked like clearly like they were just cutting. Like that was just like where they needed to cut. And that's okay. I mean, I'm not nitpicking there. Hitchcock did the same thing in Rope. He would just kind of, run the camera into someone's back, and then when he, back out, the cut was made during that little dark sequence there. So, I mean, I'm not nitpicking there, but it was just like, I could tell, like, boom, that, that's what that was for right there. If I had any complaint, and this is just more me personally than anything else, it was the fact that I thought initially, because when I got because he just sent me the thing, but it didn't have no description like that. It just had the title, and then boom, here it is. I was expecting, just because I guess it was found footage, and typically found footage are supernatural, I thought it was going to be like a ghost type thing. So in my mind, I'm already set up for a supernatural thing, and it's not. I'm not going to say what it is. I mean, you guys should definitely check it out, and you can see it for yourself. But I was just kind of like, I was like, oh, I thought it was going to be this way. But it's still good, and I'm not afraid to admit, I had a couple of jolts myself a couple times. I won't say what they are, but yeah, a couple times. Because I mean, literally, I've been staying at my uncle's house, or not staying at my uncle's house, but I'm in the computer's at my uncle's house, so they're already like going to bed. So I'm like, oh, let me turn this, So I got kind of turned a little low, anyways. So I'm just kind of like up close on this watching this thing. So then a couple of parts that do kind of happen, I'm like, oh shit, really? Okay, back. So yeah, no, definitely, the shocks are there. Overall, guys, good job. It did leave me wanting more, and I know that's probably your intention right there was, leave it a little open. You don't know what actually happened, because that's what happens with found footage. They don't really tie up all, they don't tie up all the loose ends. So when once again, not getting anything away, but it kind of just like, you're like, what happened to, so and so, and you're like, so it definitely let me wanting more, but that's not really a flaw though. I'm not saying like, as a bad ending, because that is like, that's the found footage ending right there. So yeah, so Nikki, man, good stuff. I definitely want to see more from you. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely like this one. I urge everybody to check this out, and yeah. Once again, if you're into found footage, and I'm not gonna lie, if you don't like found footage, I'm gonna say check it out anyway. This guy, told me to, he's like, review this, so I feel like now I gotta tell everybody to check it out anyways. But if you're not really into found footage, then I would honestly probably pass, just because if you don't like found footage, this ain't gonna be your kind of thing. However, if you're just looking for, it's like 16 minutes long. It's not, and it has a lot of build up. There's a lot of, it's a slow burner starting off, and then it kind of gets into it. But yeah, if you're into found footage, I definitely recommend it. Once again, just a little, it's independent horror. So, and this guy says this Nikki says this all the time, support indie horror, and that's what I'm telling you to do right now, support it. Check it out. It's not, once again, don't expect like Hollywood, like that. No, but for what it is, it's good. So yes, check it out. All right, Nikki, I'm out. Thank you for letting me review this, and yeah, that's all I got. I'll just catch you guys later.